What's up, everyone? Nameco here, talking about DraftKings. It's Thanksgiving week, but obviously we're not doing the Thanksgiving game, so lots of people to talk about. But first, you got to be playing DraftKings to be able to win. So follow the link or the card, follow all of the stuff that we have there for you. Deposit a few dollars, pick some of these players, and get some wins. So we had a solid week last week. That's because I doubled down with all the cheap receivers and went with the Bell David Johnson duo, so that's kind of what really helped out. But Rob Kelly, thank you very much for last week. So let's talk about this week. Talking about running backs, I try to go 5,000 below, but the first one's 5,700, and that's Rawls for the Seattle Seahawks. And here's the reason why I like him. Everyone else there's banged up. He's finally coming back. They're playing Tampa Bay that gives up a ton of rushing yards. I think he grabs a stranglehold of this, and he could be in season-long leagues that type of guy that helps you win championships. So look out for him. This is going to be the cheapest I think he'll be all year at 5,700 after this week. I think that price is going way up. Next, I got Carlos Hyde. He is under 5,000. He's only 4,800 playing Miami. And while Hyde hasn't been so stellar, again, it was tough to find some of those cheap deals because there's just less games to go from. But the thing about that I like with Hyde is just the volume, right? He had a decent amount of volume last week. And while the Miami run defense isn't bad by any means, that volume's going to be there in his PPR. I could see him catching 5, 6, and maybe finding the end zone. So I like him he's more of my boomer bust. I like him as a boomer bust type of play. Moving on to wide receivers, two interesting names. The first one's, I'm going to stick with Miami. It's going to be Parker. And Parker's 4,700 playing that San Francisco team that's terrible against wide receivers. They are no good against wide receivers. And Parker, while he's been a disappointment in season-long leagues, this is what makes DraftKings great. If you've owned him or you had him and you cut him and you want to play him this week, because he's averaged 9 targets over the last 2 games, and again, playing a secondary that's not too good, I'm going to have to like Parker again for 4,700. Next guy I'm talking about is Jordan Matthews. So Jordan Matthews is $5,000 and he's playing Green Bay. We all saw what the Redskins did to that secondary Sunday night. So Matthews, I think, could have another good game. I do like Carson Wentz as well. He's not going to be the quarterback I'm talking about. But again, secondary in Green Bay doesn't scare anybody. Moving on to the quarterback, like I said, I did not go Wentz. I went with Carson Palmer this week, 5,300. While Palmer has not been great as well in season-long leagues, he's being 5,300, playing Atlanta, I absolutely love. Atlanta gives up the most points to quarterbacks in the DraftKings settings. Therefore, Carson Palmer could have a very nice day. Tight ends, I'm going with Kelsey. Kelsey is only $4,000, and I get it, right? He's playing Denver. It's a solid defense. But that's the lowest he's been ever all year. His next lowest was 4,700. So the fact he's only 4,000, they're giving a lot of respect to the Denver defense. I understand that, but you can't do it. He's still a stud. I mean, he could do 8 catches for 100. I wouldn't be shocked to see that, even though Denver's solid. And I'm going to stick with that game for the defense. I'm going with you, Dustin. Kansas City. Dustin's been talking about it. He loves them. While they didn't have the most amazing game by any means last week, the thing that I like about Kansas City, they always have the opportunity to find a way to score touchdowns. And that's what you want in these boomer bust plays. They're $3,200. In DraftKings for defense, you want a defense that has a chance for a pick six, a special team return, things like that. So hopefully you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and hopefully you have a wonderful Sunday killing it on DraftKings. Take it easy, everyone.